Bladesmiths, welcome to the forge. On your anvils is a cloth. Go ahead and lift that up. That is a 3-inch diameter sphere of 52100 high carbon chromium steel. Good luck, Bladesmiths. Your 3-hour forge time starts now.
You know, we're talking a lot about this initial heat. I think what's going to be really telling is who keeps it at work heat.
What you really don't want to do is work it till it's cold. You want to work it till it starts losing color, doesn't drop temperature too much, get it back in the forge so it reheats quicker.
It does have to be hot for it to move efficiently and for it to keep from cracking.
A little bit more time.
It looks like now Curtis has got his steel a lot thinner. He's picking up heat faster and able to move the metal more quickly. Connor has taken that 3-inch ball bearing and in a little bit over 30 minutes, turned it into a billet.
He's doing great work.
I'd describe the speed that I work at as normal, but of course that's because it's me.
Connor just formed a tip on his blade.
I figured that's what he was doing.
I don't know what he's doing right now.
I haven't a clue.
He's putting water on things. He's blessing everything in the forge. It's a blade, a vise.
My blade is really hot, so I like to splash water onto the back of it and watch it steam off. But also, I do it partially for fun.
Nomine Patre, Filii, Spiritus Sanctus.
Bladesmiths! You have only 2 hours remaining to finish your work.
Well, I'm worried about Mark.
Yeah. Mark's been pulling it out where it's still like bright red, but not yellow.
Yes. Things are starting to get in the groove now. The metal is the thickness I need, and I'm gonna go back to my comfort zone where I'm working on the anvil and moving the metal how I'm used to moving it.
My favorite shape right now is Curtis. He's got that nice upswept tip.
It looked like he added a little bit of a recurve to it, too.
I've got the blade shaped to where I need it to be. I know I have enough time to put holes in and quench.
Connor's starting to get his blade back into the forge, get it up to temperature for the quench.
The most important test in consideration for this blade is definitely the antler chop. So I decided to do an edge quench. And the reason why I do that is because it leaves the edge really screaming hard, but allows for a very soft and cushioning body, able to absorb impacts. Rather uneventful, no fire, no explosions.
Connor did the edge quench, which was good, but it was just maybe a ½ inch of that edge, and it looked more red than orange.
Yeah.
I've sort of kind of ran out of things to do other than make it look pretty. Oh, that was unexpected.
I need to get this quench done.
You can make that blade as big and as thick as you want. There's stress fracture in there, it's gonna break no matter what. Whoa!
Oh!
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Just as I'm starting to get momentum, this happens.
Oh, no.
That oil's hot, and you don't want to burn your hands.
Oof.
I've got to dive elbow deep into this hot oil to try to find my blade.
There it is.
I'm so glad my blade is not in pieces.
It's not hard.
That does not sound hard at all.
I'm completely and totally heartbroken. It's got to go back in the fire. If I don't get this heat treat right, I'm done.
We've got Curtis getting ready to quench.
This 52100 steel is new steel to me, and I'm worried because it could take a little more heat than I'm used to.
Curtis in the quench.
That's what I like to see.
I'm happy with my quench. I do a file test. I know that this blade is hard.
And here goes Brian.
And
Brian's in the quench.
Anything can go wrong in a quench. It's a hard steel. We just moved it a bunch. So this is make or break right here. You know, keeping my fingers crossed.
How's it looking?
I think I got a slight little warp here at the end.
Pretty tough steel, I think.
Yeah. If I can't get this warp out, this could be game over.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bladesmiths, drop your tools, shut down your machines. This round is over.
Bladesmiths, in 3 short hours, each of you has taken a 3-inch diameter sphere of 52-100 ball bearing steel and turned it into a signature blade. Now it's time for the judges to take a closer look at your work. Connor, you're up first. Please present your weapon to the judges.
Connor, I gotta say, I was extremely impressed with the way you worked. You planned everything out. You're very precise on everything, and it shows. I mean, you've got a very nice piece here. My big concern was during the heat treat. I'm not sure if you got your edge temperature. It's a bit softer than it should be. You could end up with a very serrated edge during the antler chop. I would definitely recommend redoing the heat treat.
Brian, you're up next. Please present your blade to the judges.
Brian, your steel looks great. But the first thing that catches my eye is this. Now you got basically a 1.5 hand handle here. And you've got a warp in the blade where your handle's actually kicking out this way. And they got a little bit of a twist right in here. So your blade during the heat treat actually moved in 2 different directions.
You're up, Curtis. Please present your blade to the judges.
Curtis, yeah, man. This looks like a Jason Knight design. Something that can chop and stab, but that's a big handle right there. If you move forward, you will have to address it because it's uncomfortable.
Mark, you're up. Please present your work to the judges.
You know, generally, I like the shape of this blade. I'd like to see it more refined. It's just right now, it's kind of unfinished and very heavy.
There's a lot of steel here, man. And you were having a hard time heating up that steel. And we could tell that by all the lines and stress fractures. Those cracks are going all the way through. That's a problem.
Bladesmiths, the judges have made their final decision. Bladesmith leaving the forge is Mark. Your blade didn't make the cut. Jay Nielsen's gonna tell you why.
You know, Mark, the big thing is you didn't block up your forge. You had a lot of airflow going out the back. So you had a hard time moving that steel, and that took up so much of the 3 hours you didn't have enough time to refine that blade very much. Between having the least finished blade and the stress fractures, that's why we're sending you home.
Mark, please surrender your blade.
A little disappointed, but I kind of saw it coming. I wish the 3 remaining Smiths the best of luck. I've got 2 little girls and a beautiful wife that are waiting for me at home. They're proud of me. I'm still standing, I'm still smiling, and they can't take that away from me.
Bladesmiths, welcome to our strength test. It's the dreaded antler chop. Because I'm gonna take these beautiful signature blades that you did, and I'm gonna smash them violently and repeatedly into these extremely dense antlers. I don't really care what your blades do to the antler. I wanna see what the antler's gonna do to your blades. It's gonna be horrifying, and I'm gonna love it. Connor, you're up first. You ready?
Yeah, go and try and break it.
Let's see what we can do here.
I had addressed the issues that the judges had with my blade other than the heat treat. If it's too brittle, then I could be sending a blade edge into somebody's eye. Nice.
All right, Connor, we got a couple little problems here. Big one for me is this bird's beak on the back end. It's shaped down so much, it's metal sticking out. There's no wood on the sides of it, and it's ripping into my pinky. But the big thing is the chipping. I mean, this is 4 inches of area that's chipped out, but it stayed straight, it didn't bend, and it didn't snap. It's a good job.
Thank you, sir.
How you feeling, Brian?
I'm feeling great.
Cool. Ready to do this?
Absolutely. Antler is a very hard material, and after seeing Connor's blade chip like that, I'm quite nervous.
All right, Brian, obviously, we've got chipping and wrinkled edges here.
Yeah.
So there's a heat treat issue, okay?
Okay.
But it stayed true and it didn't break. It's a good job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Curtis, you ready?
Go ahead.
Don't act so excited.
Go ahead. Antler is a very, very hard material. It may chip the edge, it may completely destroy it. Here we go. Jay stops, and there's definitely something wrong.
See, the blade is stuck in the antler.
4 more. All right, Curtis, the first thing I want to say is you made a beautiful handle. There's just enough in here to fill the palm and index. I knew where that edge was every swing. So fantastic job on that.
Thank you.
But we definitely had an issue in round 1 with the heat treating. And I mean, you could tell you've got your forge scale here, which hides the stress fracture there. So the blade is very brittle. It breaks my heart when stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
Well, Curtis, it seems a flaw from the first round has thwarted your efforts here in this competition. We can no longer test your blade due to a catastrophic blade failure. And for that reason, I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
Very, very disappointed that I couldn't move on. But I'm very proud of the fact that I was able to complete my blade in 5 hours. I really challenged myself here. The ball bearing, it was made of 52-100 steel. I've never used that before, so it's really tough. But I really didn't expect it to break. I'll go see Mark.
First, the kill test. Doug?
Welcome to our Kilij kill test. To see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will take your Kilij and deliver killing blows to this large side of beef. Let's see how deadly your weapons are. Connor, you're up first. You ready?
I don't know. Let's do it anyways.
Let's do this.
I'm excited to see Doug attack this carcass. My only real concern is how Doug feels about the handle, because if it's not comfortable, then it's not a good blade.
Connor, your blade is sharp. This lacerates deep into that meat carcass. One issue I had a little bit was with the handle. On the first impact, I felt it rotate, so I had to adjust with it. But this, sir, will kill.
Thank you, sir.
Brian, you're up next. You ready?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Sweet.
Yeah. First off the bat, that's a sharp blade. It's so curved over here with the balance being forward, allows for a slicing action that digs in and continues to cut as I'm drawing the blade. The handle feels good in the hand to where I can index and tell where it is cutting all the time. It will kill.
Nice. Excellent. Thank you.
Next up, the strength test. Jamie Nader?
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
Here we go.
Tons of fun.
As you see, we've got some nice sturdy oak barrels over here. So what I'm gonna do is take your finely crafted weapons and bash them repeatedly into these barrels. Now, what the blades do to the barrel doesn't really matter. What matters is what the barrel does to your blade. Connor, you're up. You ready?
Sure. Let's do this.
Connor, we got a couple problems here. Your blade torqued out to one side. The other concern I have is your handle. My hand is numb. There was so much shot coming through here, and your handle tapers from front to back. So anytime I'm swinging, my pinky is slamming into the back end.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, how you feeling? You ready?
Oh, great. I feel great.
Feel great?
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let's go for it.
All right.
Sarcasm is overwhelming.
After watching Jay beat on Connor's blade, if I walk away from this unscathed, it's going to be a miracle. Oh, crap, he's going to do it right now. Oh.
All right, Brian. Got a little bit of a wavy highway here.
A little bit.
Striking here, the whole blade just kind of twisted around. You're not gonna be stabbing straight with this thing anymore. On the plus side, your edge is still razor sharp.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, you've both done some amazing work, but the judges' deliberation is complete, and they've chosen our next Forged in Fire champion. And that champion is... Connor, congratulations. You are our new Forged in Fire champion. Brian, your blade didn't make the cut.
You know, Brian, I love what you built for us, but your blade took so much damage during the strength test that it wasn't able to perform as well in the sharpness test, and that's why we're sending you home.
Understood. Thank you.
Bladesmiths, welcome to Camp Forged in Fire. It's not like any camp you've ever been to before, and it's certainly a little different than the forge you were expecting. And just to make things a little bit more difficult, you'll be using these. Coal forges.
Coal forge. I've used a coal forge before, but not a hand crank one. It's going to be a challenge.
Looking around this camp, there's a lot of steel. Some of it's hardenable, some of it's not. What you'll need to do is collect at least 2 different types of steel to create a signature Sanmai blade by sandwiching saw steel around a hardenable steel core and edge. You will have 3 hours in which to forge your blades. Good luck, Bladesmiths. Your 3 hour starts now.
It's not a competition of forging, it's a competition of turning that blower.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the state of my coal fire, and I'm looking around. I see the fire ring is right behind me. It looks promising. It's a very large piece of steel. I grab pieces of rebar from the barbecue barrel. I take a slice from the fire ring steel. I sandwich the fire ring steel between the 4 bars of rebar for my Sanmai. It should be good.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah. Sanmai straight up.
I'm gonna try to do a traditional heavy-bladed meat cleaver.
I'm having issues with getting my bar heated properly. Overheated the metal. And it just starts forming cracks. It's just spider webbing everywhere.
Do you think that Gordy's just having a hard time judging temperatures?
Yeah. I eventually decided to scrap it and start looking for other metal to use.
All right, come on, Gordy.
Oh, come on, Gordy.
Find another way. There's always a way to work around.
I find a big tent spike, and I'm gonna use that now. I figured I'd be able to get 2 inches width out of it and then be able to add my mild steel to it.
He's got to get that steel to relatively the same thickness as his outer portion so that they can heat up evenly. Is that correct?
Heat evenly, weld evenly.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
That's just pulling right apart. Hopefully he's not gonna be burning it.
Doing all right?
I'm not having any luck at all.
It's hard to manage the heat, manage the flux, manage the piece, all at the same time.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. My welds are just not sticking. I'm racking my brain on what I'm gonna do.
There you go, man.
Everything's splitting, opening up.
This has got to be really frustrating for Gordy. He's got no welds at this point. Tough challenge.
The best I can do.
Woo. Hey, and I'm getting tired.
I normally like being outdoors. I like going camping. After this, I may never camp again.
It's happening, it's happening. As I'm working on this blade, I'm beginning to see it's a little bit light duty for the test, but You got to remember, you're not totally in control of what's going on here. This is not a science, it's an art. So sometimes you just have to go with what's happening, and this is what's happening. 80% of it is done, so we're looking good. If the welds are good, even a light blade, it should survive the antler chop.
Devin's doing an amazing job. That looks like a good weld to me, Jay.
It does.
I'm happy with my weld, but I look at the sides and I can see that the rebar is separated a little bit, but to me it looks like the Grand Canyon.
Not gonna break. Ugly, but it's gonna do the job.
I'm having issues with the heating. It's just problem after problem. I gotta figure out something because I'm wasting a lot of time here just pounding away on this. I ain't going nowhere with this. I'm gonna have to start over.
Oh, no. Gordy's starting over again.
Oh, my God.
When Trevor hits that metal, listen to it. It sounds like clack, 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 as opposed to ding, ding, ding. It's not Forge World.
If I have a bad weld on this knife, basically when he goes to chop into this antler, those sides are gonna pop off and it's gonna be a failure. My best bet is definitely going to be an edge quench. That way I have a limited risk of my sand mai blowing open and I still get a hard edge.
I wasn't in the oil very long.
Really? You still alive? Yeah, I got a straight blade. All right. But it's a soft edge, so I have to quench this thing again.
Bladesmiths, 5 minutes. 5 minutes remaining.
Get that ready for the heat treat. It's coming up.
Oh,
Devin is really getting his fire cranked up. Now, he's forged that blade to shape. He's got a thinner edge than spine. Could he burn this steel up?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Devin didn't even look at the temperature.
I think he was trying. It looked red in the core of the blade.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was all the way through, though.
Mike also quenched right next to Devin.
Well, we'll see.
The blade came out straight, so it's good. I'm gonna go with that. But the devil is in the details, so I'm gonna clean up the blade as best I can.
Gordy's swinging that huge hammer.
It's getting the heat up, but that's still a single piece of steel.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good. Trevor went in for a second quench just now.
Oh, popped welds. You can see them on the side of Trevor's blade. One of those welds has popped out and warped away.
These D-lams they're a big deal. I mean, this could definitely send me home. If I had more time, I would try to forge weld these delaminations shut, but I don't. I'm out of time. I'm gonna polish a turd.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, this round is over. Bladesmiths, that was a tough first round of competition. However, at the end of this round, you would have a signature sand mai blade, quenched and hardened. Gordy, your blade is not quenched, it's not hardened, it's not a sand mai. You failed to meet the parameters. However, it's about heart, and you win out like any champion should, swinging, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
But Gordy, I have to ask you to please leave camp.
Heard. I didn't turn in anything close to what their parameters were. I worked my butt off. I did my best. It was overwhelming for me, but I wasn't going to give up because that's not the person that I am. I am upset with myself, but I'm going to keep making blades, and I'm going home with my head held high.
Bladesmiths, welcome to our strength test. I'm gonna take each of your blades. I'm gonna repeatedly and brutally beat them into this antler. I wanna see what the antler is gonna do to your blades. Devin, you're up first. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it. I came here to test myself with an extreme challenge, and now it's up to the test to see if I met and exceeded those expectations.
Well, Devin, we got a little issue on the edge here. Didn't so much chip out, it more rolled. But it stayed straight, and those seams that you fixed stayed together. So good job there.
Thank you.
Mike, how you feeling?
Good.
Let's do this.
Okay. I have my concerns about the testing. My blade is much lighter than the other two blades, but bigger's not always better.
Okay, Mike, your knife did survive, but we got a few issues. You had a little bit of a warp before.
Yep.
Now it's a good bend in the blade. And your blade seams have opened up. So Trevor, you look excited.
I'm really critical of my blades. I always see every flaw, so I'm worried about catastrophic failure.
All right, Trevor, we've got an issue. You've got quite an extreme roll here. And you can see right in the middle here, in that roll, it started to split as well. You had an issue before with your sanmai not being connected all the way. You can hear it. That's opened up more, and there's a spot down here too. Your handle is on the large side, but I like the way you contoured it. My hand just kind of locks into place, but the edge is definitely an issue. Now it's time for the sharpness test. Doug?
Well, Bladesmiths, this is a sharpness test. This is all about what the edge of your blade will do to these ham. Devin, you're up first. You ready for this?
I'm ready, sir. Let's do it.
All right, Devin, the angle you have for this lends itself to be a very nice slicer and chopper. You have a very long handle here, so I have to choke up on that. But it does come to a curve so I can hold on to it. Overall, it will cut. All right, Mike, time for some Canadian bacon. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, Mike, your blade does not seem to have an edge on it. The important thing about knives is knives were made to cut. Unfortunately, Mike, your blade did not cut. All right, Trevor, it's time. Ready for this?
Yes, sir. The edge damage on my blade is pretty significant, so I'm worried my knife might not make the cut.
All right, Trevor, because you have a thinner blade here, it took a lot of damage on the strength test. But these parts right here are razor sharp. That kind of geometry is able to cut cleanly through the ham. Because your blade, sir, will cut.
Thank you.
Good job.
Bladesmiths, the judges have given me their final decision. It's time for one of you to leave the forge. Mike, your blade didn't make the cut.
First up, thank you for coming down and giving a great effort in what is one of our hardest challenges. Coal forge, sanmai, in the sun. All of the blades took damage in the strength test, but your blade can't cut. And for that reason, we have to send you home.
Please surrender your blade.
I got the boot. I concentrated on keeping a blunt edge so it would survive the bone chop, but I guess I kept it too blunt. I'm proud of the way I performed while I was here, so I'm going home without any regrets.
Trevor, Devin, welcome back to the forge. You've had 5 days at your home forges to work on your finale weapons. Trevor, How did it go?
It went pretty good. It was long days, a lot of hard work. It's a 115-layer Damascus, 3 steels. The guard is constructed out of steel I had left over from the blade.
Great. Devin, tell the judges about your blade.
Unfortunately, it's the second blade I made. The first one developed a lot of cracks. I use a 5160 single steel blade. It has a bronze guard and a brass clamshell. I feel great. This is awesome.
Well, gentlemen, your blades look beautiful, worthy of hanging on the walls. However, they still have to be tested. Up first, the kill test. Doug?
The Sawback hunting sword. As the name implies, it's used for hunting, to hunt for the kill. I'm gonna take your weapon and deliver lethal blows on this ram carcass. Trevor, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
My heart is just pounding. And all I can think is, don't break. Don't break.
Yes. Good job, Brad. All right, Trevor. First up, the balance of this weapon is beautiful. It feels like it can move with it. It thrusts. It's sharp. And the first cut alone, it lacerated the carcass over there. The second one, the third one's pretty much just to finish it off. When I grab onto your handle, it feels comfortable. I can tell where the edge is. Now, there's one area right here where there's a little bit where the edge rolled because it would hit thick spine. But overall, your weapon, sir, will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Devin, it's your turn. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Good luck.
Oh, boy. I feel great. I feel really excited. I'm hoping that I can at least one-up him and get it in 3 strikes.
Well, Devin, first up, aside from the obvious, I must say that that's a beautiful handle.
Thank you.
It feels good in the hand, quality stuff. Your blade broke. Look at the grain structure. And your grain structure over here shows that it's rough. It looks like sands on the beach, so that's a heat treat issue. So I really appreciate that you brought us a beautiful sword, but it had critical failure, it broke.
Devin, I'm just gonna be direct. Your blade has suffered a catastrophic weapons failure and can't continue with testing. In other words, it doesn't make the cut, and I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
Thank you. I came in here looking for the hardest, craziest challenge I could get, and I think I got it. Winning would have been great. Second place on Forge and Fire, I'm happy with that too. It's been one hell of a ride.